Yeah, with opening day just around the corner here, about a week out, we looking forward to heading down south, going to Fort Smith, Arkansas. You know, our first three-game series is going to be an opponent that we played last year. We were fortunate to get a win from them last year, and then they got hot and they went on to play in a regional. So they're going to have a lot of kids back. Maybe lost some arms on the mound, but their position players were awfully good last year. So we'll have our hands full for that opening weekend, playing a three-game set. And then midweek we head to Lyon College. Lyon College is an NAIA school, but they won their conference last year, and again it's going to be a tough opponent for us midweek when you're on the road with maybe short a little bit pitching when you're playing that many games in a row. And then we'll wrap up at Ouachita Baptist and Henderson in Arkadelphia. Ouachita Baptist, we got a win from them last year, but took us all 9 innings. And then Henderson was a great game, great baseball game. Went 15 innings, and we finally scratched out a win in the bottom of the 15th. So, you know, I think our first 6 games are going to be probably the toughest competition that we've opened up with, top to bottom. We're going to have to come ready to play, come ready to pitch. We're going to have some guys step up with you know, some departures of some seniors last year that were able to log some innings in Canapeel and Nico Pablo. So I think we're ready to roll and just go down there and just focus on first pitch. Yeah, I think the strength of this team is, you know, we are an older group, have a large number of seniors, have a lot of juniors, and a lot of those guys have been in big roles in the past when they were underclassmen. So, you know, just looking for some good things out of those guys. You know, you start with our pitching staff. We returned 2 of our starters, actually 3 of our starters in Brad Roberts, Joseph Hitpus, and Eddie Kraber. 3 seniors that look to be our 3 starters that will kind of anchor that pitching staff. And then defensively, we have Kevin Hanslick at first base. Luke Hassman led us in home runs last year. He'll return in right field. Landon Fig was our third baseman last year. We returned him. We plan to move our starting shortstop from last year over to second base, and Logan Rycraft, and he just makes a great second baseman. He's just a great athlete. Makes all the plays up the middle. Returned both of our catchers in Jay Herlicka and Alex and Herrera. Return Aaron Barrett out in center field. So we got a lot of pieces back, which is fortunate for us, obviously. You know, when you go through practice at this time of year, especially, you know, things run smooth. Everybody knows what's expected, all those things. You know, I think the challenge is going to be, you know, kind of taking the pressure off those seniors, and you know, sometimes those guys maybe try to do too much, and you know, they want the best out of their senior year, and you know, and they carry that mental baggage a little bit as a senior. You know, I think this group has the mentality to go out and just play. You know, play for each other, play for Northwest, and just go out and have fun. Well, I think, you know, you look at, we do have that large senior class, and a lot of those guys have come up through the program and been in those positions, but we definitely do have to fill some holes with some new guys. And you know, we had a fairly large graduating class last year, so we needed to go out and get a few guys. I think you look at Hudson Bilodeau. Hudson can play left. He's a great catcher, great energy guy, swings from the left side of the plate. So I think he's a guy that we need to find a way to get him in the lineup, hopefully on a daily basis. You know, I think the biggest challenge for us this year is kind of identifying a bullpen group. We do return Jake Wagner, who is lights out in the middle of a game, kind of putting the fires out after that starter gets in trouble. But you know, I think that's where our biggest question marks are, is in our bullpen. Right now we have Trevor Dudar, who's redshirted for us last year, looks to be falling into that closer role very well. We got Jarrett Cronin, Maryville guy. Looks to be another guy that is going to get some opportunities in the middle of games. Jimmy McElwain's another guy that's been throwing the ball really well. So with those guys, hopefully get some answers to those questions in that first week, especially when we're playing 6 games in 8 days. So a lot of guys are going to get opportunities. Then I think one of the biggest guys we're bringing back, Mondesi Gutierrez, who is just an outstanding shortstop. He'll be playing short for us, and he's coming off of a redshirt year with an injury last year. So he's a guy that we definitely expect great things from. And then have another guy that we brought in at semester, Jake Velasco, who is a guy that's got a lot of tools. We just got to see him a little bit more and get him outside and get him some reps and kind of go from there. So, it's a combination of those older guys, kind of carrying the load a little bit, but we expect some great things out of those new guys that are either coming up through the program or that we added over the course of this past year.